Some gamers just don't have the time to sit down and play video games nearly as much as others, especially if they're tasked with slaying papers from school or work. So praise the game developers for allowing you to play on easy mode, and then curse them when you learn the consequences. Hello everybody and welcome to PixelBay. I am your host, TheAbsurdGamer, and without further ado, let's start the countdown. Number 5. Spider-Man PS1. In the PS1 era, there was a good Spider-Man game. Well, in the game's difficulty selection, there was a step below easy. This step was also known as Kid Mode. Kid Mode essentially made the game run on its own, and it also cut out some puzzles and sequences, and even takes control of Spider-Man from the player from time to time. Needless to say, if you have a young kid wanting to play this game, it's fine, but if you yourself want to play this game, don't put it on Kid Mode. Number 4. Twisted Metal 2. If you owned a PlayStation, you likely knew about the Twisted Metal series. Its sequel, Twisted Metal 2, improved a lot about the game, but it also came with its own caveat. It was fairly difficult, especially if you played solo against the computer or you were unfamiliar with the controls. However, it first seemed like the developers were willing to go easy on you by allowing the player to select an easier mode, but then it comes to a catch. After finishing the first boss, a stop sign will appear with the statement, "No losers allowed beyond this point," and you must switch to medium or hard mode to continue. This is essentially their way of saying, get good. Number 3. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse. One thing is for sure, Mickey Mouse will be everywhere one day, but we're kind of fine with that. Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse is a somewhat lesser known platformer, and it hasn't got the attention that it deserves tied in with Disney. The player takes control of Mickey Mouse to save Minnie from evil. Before the game starts, the player is prompted to pick from normal or practice mode. Practice mode was essentially easy mode, and it was easy. Too easy in fact. On easy mode, the game you had to play through was 3 easy to win levels that, if you tried, win in minutes, and then you walk past the boss and you're prompted to play on normal mode. The kicker is, practice mode doesn't actually help you with the game, as normal difficulty is completely different and much harder than practice mode. Number 2. Valkyrie Profile. If you've made it this far, you probably get a gist of what difficulty is. If you're a gamer, you were probably well aware of what difficulty is and what it stands for before even watching this video. But what if I told you there was a game that made playing on easy mode the hardest difficulty in the game? Would you believe me? Valkyrie Profile was a game developed by Tri-Ace and published by Enix, who has since merged with Square to make Square Enix. If you play on easy mode in this game, there are some things that you should know. The bosses will be harder, but it's for a different reason. In easy mode, there's less of an opportunity to level up, which is pretty mandatory for any game, especially a turn-based RPG. Very clever, Tri-Ace, very clever. An honorable mention, the Dishwasher Vampire Smile. Beat 'em up games were a big deal, and some still are. The Dishwasher Vampire Smile was a sequel to the Dishwasher Dead Samurai. Both were Xbox 360 exclusives. After dying 4 times in the same spot, you will receive an achievement titled Game Reviewers Shall Be Pleased, and you will unlock the easier difficulty known as Pretty Princess. This difficulty makes the player next to invincible, as every time you're hit and take even the slightest bit of damage, it nearly instantly restores. But don't think you're gonna not be penalized for using such an easy difficulty. Instead of the gory and bleak backgrounds that are usually used, the player is treated to having purple and pink hues along with hearts following the player around throughout the whole game. The reason this is an honorable mention is because you don't actually get a difficulty from the get-go. You must die in the same spot 4 times on any difficulty. Number 1. Earthworm Jim Special Edition. You may not remember Earthworm Jim, as in the special edition of Earthworm Jim, which was released to a disc-based console and the Genesis CD. You are provided with an easy mode, but there will be, of course, a caveat or a catch. Instead of a normal ending for your game, you will be provided with the narrator rambling on about false worm facts, and for about 5 minutes. It is definitely interesting and kind of unique, but also cruel since the game wasn't easy to begin with.
What a worm. Playing on practice, eh? Well, you'd better step up the difficulty setting if you want to see the real ending. In the meantime, though, what are worms? Adult animals that have soft, elongated, often tube-like bodies and that lack backbones are commonly called Dave Perry. Worms are so different from one another.
Besides, why give us an option to play on easier difficulty if you don't want us to? Did you enjoy this video? If so, please remember to like, subscribe to PixelBay, and for more pop culture contents like this, turn on that bell notification so you are the first to know when we upload. Thank you guys for watching.